So 2 blocks and a blanket. And I don't know that we'll need a strap, but we'll have it just in case. If you were to think of a piece of fabric, and it's all surface, right? There's very little inside of it because it's a piece of fabric, like a dish towel. And if I take that dish towel and then I fold it in half, now it has an interior. And the exterior is equal to the interior. That makes sense? Right? So now if I fold that again, now I have 3 times as much interior as I have exterior. Because I'm folding it and it's going in, and the outside is smaller, but the inside is growing. And so if you think the same way, if I think of myself wide and broad, and then I gather into a twist, so I can fold, and that creates a smaller interior, but folding and twisting is this gathering in. And this very end of the winter, this end is sort of the doldrums, right? When you think it's sunny and you think it's good, and then it gets really bright and cold again. And so we have this last moment to really just curl back in and have as little of ourselves exposed as we can, and enjoy this last moment of internalizing before everything comes up and out. And so for our inner organs, it's a form of spring cleaning. We really want to rinse down into the low belly, into the intestines, into the liver, moving ourselves around after a little bit of sitting in the winter. So full body twist is the plan. Even if you just come for the first 20-30 minutes, fantastic. In the middle, we'll have a long-standing, simple twisting series, and it generates energy. We're releasing a quality of stagnation, and it's very simple, and it's very slow, and it's available to everybody, and it's one of my very favorite things to do as the seasons shift. So this is something from Jessica Char that I was reading before. A further meaning of the word yoga is to attain what was previously unattainable. The starting point for this thought is that there is something we are today unable to do. And when we find the means for bringing that desire into action, that step is yoga. In fact, every change is yoga. For example, when we find a way to bend the body forward and touch our toes, or learn the meaning of the word yoga with the help of a text, or gain more understanding of ourselves or each other through discussion, we've reached a point where we've never been before. Each of these movements, each of these changes is a form of yoga. And so whenever we make the quality of progress, why do we show up? To find out what we can do, to find out what we can't do, and make progress and find a way forward. So we'll start on our backs. Good morning, good morning. If you're new to me, hello, welcome. I am Martha McAlpin, and we will be on our backs. Good. Let your heels be wide, let your legs go long, interlace your fingers behind the back of your neck. Just like we finish our Kundalini, broaden your elbows. So your elbows press wide into the floor, and you bow your spine away from the floor. Flex your feet, widen your heels a little, and shake out your knees. Widen your elbows and press your elbows into the floor, and keep shaking out your knees up and down. And as you do, it's as though everything about you is expanding away from your navel. Ha! Walk your shoulders away from your hips. Widen your elbows. Shake out your knees. Shake out your knees just for 3. For 2. Keep breathing into your belly. Keep shaking out all the smallness. Wag the tail, wag the tail. Get a little excited about the whole situation. Hands up overhead. Hands wide. Heels wide. Starfish. Let your breath be big. We forget how capable we are. Big and wide and long. Good. Flex your feet, point your toes, roll your ankles, open and close your fists. Big cat stretch from the navel in all directions, and then bring your knees in. Draw your right knee into your chest, interlace your fingers, press your left heel straight out, and then just draw the left knee to the chest. So we press out and we draw in, and that's all. Press and bend.
Inhale, exhale. And it's very strong. Your feet are flexed as though you were pushing a wall away from your hips. And you're widening through the low back and you're deepening into the spine. Now as you press your left leg long, press it to the right corner of your mat and bring your knee towards your left shoulder a little wide. So crossing in and then bringing your knee wide, press it out and bring it wide. As though you could flush out the left side of your body, starting with the soles of your feet and up into the knee. 3. Good. 2. Good. Keep your left leg long and sweep it wide to the left and across to the right and wide to the left and across to the right. Just one more, like you were making a snow angel with one foot, and draw your left knee into your chest. Good. Right leg will press straight out and the right knee to the chest. So when you bring your knee in, it will tend to widen because of the nature of our hip joint. But just keep it as close to center as you can. Roll your ankles, flex, point your toes, and then flex both feet and press as though you were pressing a wall away from your right foot. And then take your right foot to cross to the left corner of your mat and your knee towards your shoulder. And begin to widen that line and find where is it sticky. Draw the navel to the spine as you extend. Just for 3 and for 2. And as you extend to the left, stay. Keep your right leg long, sweep it to the right and then to the left. That sensation of a snow angel with one foot. One more. One more. Good. And then knees to chest. Wag it side to side. So that you can flip right over onto hands and knees. If you need to, you can pad your knees. Blocks at the top. We have a big hard floor here, so it's up to you, whatever you require. And we'll draw the right knee into the chest and then back into the toes. And we've warmed up here before. Rounding and releasing, just what you were doing when you had your hand on your shin. But now, you rock back and you anchor the ball of your foot into the floor. And you drop your knee towards your chest. And then you draw your right knee towards your shoulder and across to the left. So you start to have that little cross, that diagonal. And you bring it from the shoulder right to the heel for 3. And for 2. And then step your right foot wide to the right. Put your right foot flat. Tuck your left toes under. Come onto your fingertips. That way when you sit your hips back towards child's pose, keep your right foot on the floor. And inhale, just rise up, lengthen, heart forward, gaze forward, and fold back, standing in your right foot. Inhale, coming up, lengthen from tail to crown. Keep that long, hip to heel. And stay. And now a little bit side to side. Explore. A little bit side to side. Finding the inner thigh, lengthening the inner knee, under the arms. When rising up, step your right foot outside of your right hand. Good. Put a block underneath your left hand and a little wider than the mat. So that when you bend your right knee, your left knee's on the floor, left toes tucked under, big back circle. Good. Let your hips come forward and back. Use your right foot to pull and push your hips forward and back. And that the opening of the right hip comes into the shoulder, comes into the right hand. Keep your right arm beside your ear and your hips go forward and back. A bend in the front knee. And then a press into the heel. Arm beside your ear, start to look up into the armpit. Move the body as required to find some space and then pause. Lift your back knee off the floor, stay 3. Lift the back thigh off the floor. 2. And then 2 hands come down, hands and knees. Set your block on the right side so you're set to go. And tuck your left toes back, knee to chest as you bring it in. Exhale in, inhale open. And you're simply starting to relieve the holding or the tension in your left hip so it swings easily like the hinge of a door. And the breath is starting to grow into the low body. Left knee outside your left shoulder, cross to the right. Moving into the sides of your spine. Allow your head to move. And the breath can get bigger and your body gets warmer. Step the left foot outside of the left hand and pause. The block wide to the right. Your right toe is tucked on. We didn't, did we? Stephanie set me up. Left foot flat to the floor. Beautiful. Onto your fingertips. Why I need you here. And hips back. Stephanie's actually teaching the class and I'm simply doing what she does. Inhale, pull forward. And then exhale, fold back. Take your time so that you can keep the whole left foot to the floor. The ball of the foot, the pads of the toes, the heel. And from that foot, you're stretching the inner and outer ankle, inner and outer knee, inner thigh, and then softly side to side. Making your way in towards the spine from the feet and the hands. And now we can step up, left foot outside of the left hand, right hand on the block. As your hips come forward and back, let your left hand make a big reverse circle. All the way up and around. So that it's as though you were coming up out of the left hip. You crease into it and then you make more length. Keep your left arm beside your left ear and allow your hips to come forward and back. So if you are right hand dominant, we can tend to have a greater mobility in the right shoulder joint, right hip joint. And just notice if you're a little stickier in the left side hip. And that's very, very normal. And pause. Breath into the left hip, left lung. Turn your chin all the way up under your armpit. And then set it back down. To hands and knees towards child's pose. Fold. Arms long, body long. Inhale, you rise to hands, knees, you tuck toes, down dog, press. And you return, hands, knees. Child's pose. Your pace. Find your way in and out through the series. Completing 3 downward facing dogs. And as you do, I will meet you there. As you land in your dog, you'll walk your dog, you'll pedal it out. Good. And step your right foot up. Keep your back knee off the floor, just bring your hands up high. Straightening your front leg will be inhale, bending the front knee will be exhale, elbows down. And you just start to find from the feet to the hands and back down again. As you bend your right knee, lift the left thigh away from the floor and start to open and square the left hip forward. 2 more like this, float open and down. Hands high, bend only the right elbow, turn right. High, yep, inhale up. Left elbow, turn left. Good, again, hands up. Turn right, right elbow down. One more. Left. Ha. Hands up. Only the front knee to bend. And a little forward and back. Open the back of the thigh. Explore the front of the head. Turn to the chin. All the way to your fingertips. And hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. Walk out your dog. Turn your chin side to side, shoulder to shoulder. Find a quiet dog, palms down, float the chest, soften your knees. Thumbs down so the outer shoulders can wrap back. Left foot will step up. Hands high, finding your lunge, straighten your front leg. And as you bend your knee, elbows bend. So it doesn't need to be enormous. It's as though you were helping the inner lining of your chest lengthen, and your breath can change. Changing the arms, left elbow down, look left. Reach up. Right, look right. And up. Turn left. And up. Turn right. Hands stay high, bend the left knee, pause. Lift your right thigh. As you lift your thigh, square your right hip forward. Good. And two hands down. Pressing back, downward facing dog. Walk out your dog. Turn your chin side to side. Wag the tail. So we're just finding our way into the largest lines of our body. Hands down, left foot to the center line, your right heel to rise. Good. Put a little bend in your knees and then press them straight a little longer through the legs. A little bend in your knees, breathe in. And press them straight a little longer through the legs, breathe out. One more time. A little bend in the knees. And press. Tuck your chin, navel to spine, straighten it out. And right foot will step up. Your back heel will drop to the floor. So the back heel is down, and it's from that heel that you'll lift your hands up high. You're at an angle. Hands come down, straighten your front leg. So the gaze stays forward, bend your front knee, reach into that gaze from your back heel. Hands down. So from your heel, keep that heel as your anchor, reach and return. Ha. So bend the front knee, stay. Sweep your arms wide, bring your palms together, tuck your chin, stand in your back heel. Sweep wide, reverse, inhale, look forward, reach out a little more. Exhale, bend your elbows, tuck your chin, stand, navel to spine. One more, reach. And exhale, palms. Stay. And hands down. Step back, down dog. Pause. Left hand, press down, press away. Left heel, reach back. Bend your right knee so that the real attention to length is left hand, left hip, left heel. And then pedal it out. Right foot toward the center line. Right foot down, left heel high, tuck of the chin, navel to spine. Put a little bend in your knees, even a little bend in your elbows, press out long. Little bend in your knees, little bend in the elbows, press out long. That's beautiful. One more. And let it lengthen. Open the arms, open the legs, and step your left foot up. Your back toe, pivot out and your heel down. From your heel, rise up high. You have an angled warrior one. Hands down, stand tall. Pause. So bend the front knee, sweep out. There's your gaze and back. Notice if you're dropping into your front thigh and keep reaching into your heel and down. It's a very strong warrior one. Stand in your back heel, sweep wide, palms together, tuck your chin, press, strengthen into your feet. Release, reach, a little further, fold. And then press, tuck of the chin, navel to spine. Keep your belly strong, keep your back legs strong, reach. One more, palms together, and we stay a beat. Breathe in. Breathe out, firm, clear, achieved. And set down. Ha! Down dog, walk your dog, wag your tail. And then finding a quiet dog, press your right hand down, right hip high, right heel back, bend the left knee, drop your head. Aware of the right side body. Knees wide to the floor, toes together, fold back towards child. Deepen, a little wag of the tail. Walk both hands to the right as far as they'll go, all the way off the mat. Drop your left hand, drop your left hip, drop your head. Yes. Let your left elbow be heavy. Your left shoulder is heavy, and your left hip is heavy. So you're lengthening the left side of your spine. Let the left ribs drop and the right ribs roll up just a half inch, a little bit of a turn. Little bit of a turn. And then walk back through center. Hand step to the left. Right hand is heavy, right elbow is heavy, right hip drops back. Drop your head. And the tiniest drop of your right ribs down and your left ribs up, the very beginning of a turn, right here. To the center. To down dog. Hips up. Press back. More and more space now. Wag your hips side to side. Drop your head. Legs are opening. And step your right foot up just part way. So you're just stepping over the blanket. Come to stand, hands high. Take your right hand, thumb down, back of the hand to the low back. Left hand comes up high. A little softening in your front knee so that when you fold forward, you can adjust as needed. If you don't reach the floor, then add a block underneath your left hand, high as it needs to go. Find your posture, look to your right heel and look back, that the heels are not in one line. Walk them hip distance if you need to. So here's our exhale, tuck your chin. Lift your left hand, arm stays by your ear. Here's your inhale, lift up a little bit, look up, and then hinge at the hip and fold down. Roll your right elbow open, your left hand down through the back of the leg, and then inhale, rise back up. You're creating this deep crease, and you're strengthening the back of your body. We're going one more time. Anchor into your back heel, from your back heel to your left ear, to your left hand. And now take all the length with you. Lift your right hand a little higher up the spine and fold to stay 3. The left hip squares forward, the left heel down behind you. The spine comes longer and into the body. A little bend in the right knee, press straight down, rise straight up. Excellent. And hands down. Come to hands and knees. So knees are on the blanket, the left hand will come up high. Turn your palm to face the front and then shift your hips back as you reach your left hand forward, palm facing front, look down. Take your hips forward, take your left hand high and look up. So hips back, left hand down, tuck of the chin, reaching back, and then left hand high, reaching the hands apart. One more like that. Hips back, left hand reaching as far forward as you can, and then reach up tall. Take that length and thread it behind your right wrist. So left shoulder to the floor. Excellent. Look over your right shoulder. Sweep up, reach up, inhale, opening, and then revolve, left shoulder, all the way to the left hip, roll it open, and now sweep up, and a last revolution, bring your left shoulder to the floor, pause right there, a little forward, a little back, little forward, a little back, drop the left side of your head, pause, turn your chin to the right, and then drop any work of the head, which means the chin might tuck in a little more. Open your left palm, back of the hand to the floor. If you like, right hand to reach overhead. And then you can turn a little more into the armpit. Left hand steps a little inch to the left. Right knee lifts if you choose, spin. And the whole right side body is long. One more. Knee to the floor. Right hand down. Press back. Down dog. Feeling now right hand, left hand to right foot at diagonal. High plank, belly flat to the floor, your hips supported on the blanket if you choose. Your right hand out to the right, your right palm flat to the floor. Walk yourself to the left and then roll to the right ribs, bending both knees if you like. Standing the left foot down, the left knee opens. So your left palm is flat to the floor, your left wrist is under your elbow, and the palm pressing into the floor and lightly away from your body, opening the chest, letting your left knee fall open. Head heavy. Good. Belly down. Sphinx, put your forearms to the floor, elbows down, palms down, walk your thighs a little bit back. And with your fingertips, draw your navel forward, drop your hips. A little tuck of the tail. See if you can bring the top of your big toenail to the floor, the little toenail to the floor, the outer hips forward, and the inner thighs down. So the legs are very busy, very wise. Open the backs of your knees and the front of your heart. Your fingertips draw you longer forward. And hands, knees. And down dog. So putting all of that together, just start to feel the change in your body. Right foot steps up. Left heel down to the floor, toes turned out behind you. Block under your left hand. Take your right hand forward. Press your left hand down, revolve your ribs, and then right hand all the way back to your hip. And then up and over, look down. Palm sees the floor. Turn your palm up and sweep up and over. Press your left hand down, your left heel down, revolve, look back. One more like that. Right hand up and over. Awesome, Lori. Turn from your navel now. From your feet, press down. Turn your navel up and turn your right palm forward. Stay 3. Press your feet down. Scissor your thighs. Turn your navel. Turn your ribs. Open and close your right hand. And turn your palm forward and open your collarbones. Down into the feet, through the belly, and 2 hands down. Step back, down dog. Feel what you've made, where you're at. Pause. Notice the lines, the breath, the depth into the low body, the depth into the legs. Bend your knees, wag your tail if you need to. And step the left foot up. So a block on the inside of the left foot if you choose. Coming up tall. Hands to the hips, square your hips off. Check that your heels are in two separate lines. Your left hand goes thumb down, back of the hand to the spine. Your right hand goes high. Anchor your right heel, and from your heel, hinge at the hip and fold. Fold. Now find the block, find the support, find the floor. Check your heels are in two lines. Right knee is soft. Arm beside ear, rise up. Lift your right thigh behind you, little back bend, and take that length. So each time we go, we lengthen the back body when we fold down. And rising up, we lengthen the front body as we go up. And again, tuck of the chin. You are getting longer from your heel to your hand. Rise up. Lift your right thigh. Anchor into your right heel. Square the right hip. And take it forward and pause. Hand to the floor or hand to block. Tuck of the chin. Lengthen. Feel the length from your heels through your feet to your toes. Square the right hip forward. That in these long, simple forward folds, we are reestablishing our roots from hip to heel. Good. Soften the front knee, rise straight up. Finish it by lifting your right thigh, lift your heart, lift your gaze, widen your eyes. And then down to the floor to hands and knees. Right hand comes high. Turn your palm to face front. Reach your hand forward and your hips back like you were compressing a great stack of blocks. And then hips forward, hands come apart. Draw your wrists apart, your collarbones open. Palm faces the floor, hips back, tuck of the chin, look down, hand high, look up, opening. Good, one more like that. Reach forward. All right, Stephanie, reach for the ceiling. Don't let it go wide. Straight up. Yes. Yeah. That's a plan. Stay. Open and close your right hand. All the lines through the hand to the hand at the floor. Now that line goes behind the left wrist. Wrap. Curl. Ha. Spring cleaning. Rise up. And then wrap back down. So each time you open, you're making a little more length. And then each time you fold, you're making that length go a little bit further and pause. Shoulder to the floor, a little forward, a little back. Trust your body. Then we're wrapping the outer surfaces in. Drop the right side of your head, open your right hand. And as we fold ourselves, outer surface in, we have a greater awareness. Waggle your tail, adjust what needs to shift. Soften the back of your neck. Work right there, or take the left hand to fingertips overhead. A little to the right. Opening the chest. Working there or lifting the left knee. Looking up underneath, a full revolution of your spine. Turn your navel up. Long, smooth breathing. So you're not making the sound that a twisted dish towel would make. You're making the shape. Good, 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 good. Knee to the floor. Left hand back, press straight down, press back, down dog, feel. Notice the diagonal left hand, right hip, right heel. Good. Left foot steps up. Placing a block under your right hand. Your back heel to the floor. Step back, step knees on it again. It's my mistake, hands and knees. I'm teasing. Bring your chest down, take your left hand wide to the floor. You can feel when you've missed something. You're like, we're not ready to do that yet. Roll to your left ribs. Roll to your left hip, bend your right knee. You may bend both knees if that's better. It will be a deeper twist if you extend the left leg, so that's up to you. Right hand is underneath your right elbow, so look at your elbow and see, is my wrist under it? And palm to the floor, lightly press away with the flat of your right palm. Allow the navel to turn, allow the pelvis to turn without any force, but the invitation of your breath. Then we're ready, belly down, noticing the change, hands and knees, set it back to down dog. And I promise that will make the difference. Arms long, legs long, left foot steps up. Back heel to the floor, right hand on a block. If you need, stack up two, give yourself enough height. Sweep your left hand forward. Press your right hand down, scissor your thighs, it turns your navel, it turns your gaze, left hand up, over, and back to the hips. Good, sweep overhead, look down. Reaching like you were compressing that stack of blocks, and then sweep, turn the navel, turn the ribs, turn the gaze, open the underside of the body, underside of the pose. Go one more time, your pace. Revolve. And then left hand straight up, point the left palm to the front. Scissor the thighs, hips back. And turn through the navel, turn through the ribs, turn through the left palm. And then looking down, two hands down, find your dog, notice what you've made, where you're at, what you've got. Notice the front of your chest, the back of your chest, the sides of your ribs. Thumbs down, shoulders wrap back, elbows open, hips high, knees soft. Step your left foot up, and we'll turn both toes to the right-hand side of the mat. If that's the time you have, if that's the interest you have, then simply come down and find a supported bridge. Be a great, totally proficient, twisted sequence. Take your left hand down your left thigh, and your right hand comes up and over as you look. Anchor your right heel to the floor. Excellent. Sweep wide. Bend your left knee and take your right hand down, turning your fingers towards your toes. Bend your left knee as much as you need to. Turn left. And then sweep wide, hands wide. Inhale back up. Both knees soft, hands down the backs of your legs. Fold down the middle. Widen. Slide up the backs of your legs, hands wide. Now the right hand goes down the right thigh. Left hand to reach up over. Stand in your left heel. Find that length. And then sweep wide, bend your right knee, left hand to cross. Revolve. Good. Stand tall, hands wide. Down the backs of both legs. Fold. Heels down, legs long, knees open. And then rise. Left hand down. Inhale up, over. Exhale over. 3, 2, 1. Inhale wide. 2, 1. Bend the left knee, right hand down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, open. 2, 3, 4. Down the legs. 2, 3, 4. Upright. 2, 3, 4. Left hand over. 2, 3, 4, and wide, 2, 3. Right knee bends, left hand down, 2, 3, 4. Stand wide, 2, 3, 4. Good. Reach over, in. And now exhale. My mistake. Inhale, center. Right hand down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale wide. 2, 3, 4. Fold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up 4, 3, 2, 1. Left hand reach. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. And center for 4. Fold right. 2, 3, 4, 5. And up. 2, 3. Fold down the middle. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In 4, 2, 3, 4. Reach the right hand. 6, 5, 4. Navel to spine. 2, 1. Center. 2, 3, 4. Bend the left knee. Fold 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Center. 4, 3, 2. Left hand to reach. X. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, center. 4, 3, 2. Right knee bends. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4 up. Last set. We go out for 8. So the right hand out. 2, 3. Navel to spine. Out, out. Inhale, 4, 3, 2. Bend your left knee. Fold left. 2, 3. Keep going. 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 4, 2, 3. Fold center. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In 4, 3, 2. Reach left. Out. 2, 3. Keep going. Keep going. 2, 1. In 4. Big. Fill it up. We go. Left hand down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In 4. Last time, we're going to fold down the middle and stay. Out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay where you are. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Breathing in. Lengthen the legs. And rise to stand. Pause. Step up at the top of the mat. So we tend to accumulate little half breaths that never got released. And that is a huge clearing of your breath, that big exhale. Shake out your feet, shake out your knees, put your left foot flat, draw your right knee to your chest. Interlace your fingers, pause. So the left heel goes down, the left thigh goes back, the right knee comes high, left hand high. Navel to spine, heart up, chin in. 2 hands. Hands down, interlace behind your back. Broaden your back, knuckles down, hinge at the hip. Now heart up, gaze forward, just press your heel. Heart stays up, chest is broad, lift your hands, press your heels, stay 3. Gather in towards your spine, spread your toes 2. And we'll put right foot down beside left. Hands stay where they are. Draw your palms in, your forearms in, your ribs back, and your arms to your body. And then let go and notice. That little whoosh, you've made space. We're making clearing. It's like a little test. Is it working? We shake it out. Right foot down, left knee rising. Interlace your fingers, bring it up as you put your right heel down. Yeah. Right hand. So an exhale is a quieting action, and the body knows this. And when you balance, you tend to exhale more completely than inhale, because inhale tips you. Sweep wide, interlace your fingers behind your back. Keep your heart up, keys your gaze up, press your left heel back. Heart up, gaze up, hands up. 3, 2, and the left beside the right. Now hug your palms together, hug your wrists together, hug your forearms, hug your chin in, hug your ribs in, hug your thighs in, as though you could bring the tips of your toes towards your heels, so that when you release, now just pause and let an upward flow. Your sap is rising. Shake it out, we'll add a revolution. Now, if you feel comfortable, you can hold your knee or your outer foot. Draw your right knee up. We'll put the right hand at the hip and the left hand at the knee. That's one option. We'll take the right hand back. Or you may hold the outer right foot. Standing your foot, hug your right knee in towards center. And hugging your knee in will give you more stability. If you feel frisky, lift your heel or extend your leg. Now press into both heels and turn the navel right for 3. Find that long exhalation, and on the exhale, turn your navel to the right, scissoring your thighs. Your breath will feel small. Perfect. Strengthen it. Power into the legs, and then bend your knee. Hand it in. Set it down, pause, and notice. So once we make a clearing, we can ride that clearing. And shake it out. And quite likely, if that was the first thing we tried to do, it wouldn't have worked out. But now, left knee up. So right hand to left knee, left hand to left hip. This is a perfect place to stay. Or if you choose, hold the outer foot and hug your left knee towards center. Hugging the left knee gives you stability. Left hand back, heel up, or heel extends. Looking forward, turn your navel left. The work is to find the legs and work with power into the feet and allow the upper back to open. Finding your exhalation, navel left. Fill the chest on inhale, empty the navel on exhale. One more. Bend your knee, hand to hip. Set it down, palms open. Stand. Excellent. Stepping back, find your dog just for a beat. Feel what you've made. There may be a little sweetness in the breath or through the body, the legs and the arms, a connection. Right foot steps up, left knee comes down, hands up high. Put the top of your foot flat behind you and come up. Hold opposite elbows. So come out of the hip a little bit, straight down into the knee, and softly come forward, a little wriggle. Try to pull your elbows wide into your hands and let your hands pull your elbows closed again, so there's a little frame above you. And from that frame, start to soften your hips, start to bend your right knee, press into the top of the back foot. So the top has a tension, a frame, and the neck is free. The back foot is pressing down and the hips are free. So there's a strength, there's a power, there's an intensity. Soften your right hip. Soften your right hip. Soften your right hip. Now lift into your elbows, lift your chin, lift into your elbows, lift into your chin, lift into your elbows. All the way up out of the low abdomen, release your hands up high. Tuck your chin, interlace your fingers. Elbows wrap in and up. Now lift elbows up, head up. And a little bit back, a little bit back, a little bit back. Keep your left hand there. Take your right hand to your left thigh. Left elbow up. Head up, chin up, eyes open. Left foot presses into the floor. Tuck your chin, set it down. Hi. You both made exactly the same expression. Step back. Left hand, left hip, left heel. Steady and quiet, steady and quiet, steady and quiet. The left foot steps up, the right knee comes down. So top of the right foot flattens. Hands come up. Keep it easy. Hold opposite elbow and see if you can feel which one feels most habitual. Do the opposite hand on top. Now let your hips come up. Press into the top of your back foot, send your right hip square. A little tension, elbows. Elbows try to press apart, hands try to pull in, find that frame. Press into the feet, and now allow the hips to be free. In the middle of this frame, elbows and feet, let your hips start to, that's it, that's it, that's it. Nice. Right hip forward, Lori, go there. Right? Yeah. From your back toes. That's it. Beauty. Soften, 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 soften. Chin up, elbows up. Chin up, elbows up. Find that length. Interlace your hands behind the back of your neck. Elbows up. Pull your front heel in. Press the top of the foot down. Beautiful. Left hand to your right thigh. Press down to rise up. Last 3. Elbow up, foot flat. 2. And look down and set down and down dog. Perfect. High plank, belly down, hips on the blanket. Cross your forearms, forehead on your forearms. Wag of the tail. Keep lengthening the exhale. And if you need to, bend your knees and let your feet wash side to side. Good. Feet down. Lift your right thigh and reach out through the toes and then set it down. And then lift the left thigh and reach out through the toes. You're sort of walking your thighs back away from your hips and setting your hips more firmly into the blanket. Wag of the tail. Find the big toenail in the floor, the little toenail in the floor. The hips wrap forward so that you can come to the outer pinky edges of your hands. And as you press your pinkies down, you feel your ribs in the floor. Draw your shoulders back and down and set your thighs into the floor. Your thighs and your feet down so that your knees can lift. And then firm your legs. Press your right foot and your left hand so that the right hand, left foot can rise. And then press the opposite. As you press down, the chest can lift. And with each press, the heart starts to get a little higher, a little longer. Reach out into your toes, press. Lengthen the back of your neck by looking down at the space between your wrists. Press down to rise up. Good. And then 2 feet down, hands float, bring your elbows back, tuck your chin, and just reach out and back. So the back legs have made this beautiful connection with the floor, and you're simply reaching out and drawing back. Keep your left elbow back, reach your right hand to the left. Bring your elbow back, reach your left hand to the right. So you have an anchor at the pelvis. And you're long through the back of the neck, and you're drawing your shoulder blades towards your spine. Elbows back, reach your hands back, pause. Float your feet, pause. Shoulder blades to the spine, toes long, away from the hips. A little bend, a little press. Without coming into the low back, go longer into the toes, firm into the seat. Work there for 3, or interlace your fingers for 3. Good, for 2. Right through the back of the neck, feet down first. Releasing, backs of your hands beside your hips, turn your chin. Pause. Turn your chin to the other side. Pressing back, we're going to fold the blanket in half. One more time. So we have this nice thick seat. If you know that going into pigeon doesn't serve your knee, you don't want to put pressure on your front knee, then you would roll onto your back. And without the blanket, you would cross your left ankle over your right knee, bringing it in. We will step the left foot forward, putting your knee behind your wrist and letting your hip come onto the blanket. If that's not enough, you can fold your blanket in half again, lengthwise, so that you have a support underneath the left side hip. Or you can stack 2 blankets. Good. Fingertips wide. Spin your fingers wide and your thumbs forward. And this will broaden your collarbones. Top, back foot down. And fold. Navel to spine, elbows very wide, forehead toward the floor. Reach into the tips of your back toes. Ready, rise back up and lengthen. And we'll do 3 more like that. Folding, wrap your right hip forward. Crease at the hips, stay long. And then inhale, reach up. Shoulder blades to the spine, right through the crown of your head, and take that length and fold down the middle. Gathering in, rising up. Tip of the toe to the crown of the head. 1 more. Fold like that, reaching out. A tuck of the chin. Gather in and come up. Put your left hand on your left thigh. Press away. Tuck of the chin. So the left thigh rotates outwardly, as though the outer thigh could come toward the floor. And that will make space in your low belly. Your right hip comes forward. Walk your hands forward to your forearms. Thumbs pointing up on the pinky edge of your hands. Walk your elbows a step to the right. Good. And then walk your hands out if you choose. Fingertips, palms, or forearms, folding down. So the left hip reaches back, the left palm press down, press away. Drop your head. As you walk back up, meet in the middle and bring your right foot around to cross in front of your left. So seated on your blanket, right shin in front of left, block out in front. And then fingertips or palms to the block, walk your seat back so slightly. Lead with your heart. You're on your outer feet, your toes pointing forward. Little fold. And then just tiny forward and back. Forward and back. Feeling where the spine may be tight. Putting your left forearm across the block. So your forearm is parallel to the top edge of your mat, and your right hand to your right thigh. Turn your navel right. Turn your chin to your shoulder. Keep that posture. Just turn your chin to the left shoulder and to the right. Take your right hand to your right shoulder. And as you're ready, your right hand to the sky. Fall back. Fall back. Fall back. That's it. You're falling into the back of your body. Fall towards your left hip. That's it. Yeah. And then 2 hands down. Maybe the elbows going outside the block now. Maybe the forehead finding the block now. Maybe you've made a little space. If you like, walk your fingertips forward. That a twist creates more space. When we come untwisted, the interior and the exterior have met. To rise up, the right foot sweeps back, the left foot sweeps back, and we'll change sides. Bring your right knee behind your right wrist. Settling the blanket underneath your right hip. And if you need to, fold the blanket in half so you get a little bit more support. Super, super. So the top of your back foot is flat. If you like, you can look and see it likes to turn the toe in. And so you get your heel in line with your second toe. Block to the left. Thumbs point forward, fingers point wide. And from there, fold your way down. Aye, there's your breath out. Lengthening. Tuck of the chin, scoop in. Lift the back of the heart and uncoil at the top. Take that length with you. Fold it down. Good. Tuck of the chin rising up all the way in. And you'll reach out forward. Tuck of the chin. Right hand on your right thigh. Press it open. If you like, left hand on the left thigh if you need a little height. Sorry, left hand on the left block. And what this will do is it will start to widen across the front of the pelvis. Yes, you want your hand to go down and roll your right thigh open. That's it, Lori. Good one. Ha. It always opens my mouth. Ah. And the fingertips walk forward. The block under your elbows if you choose, or the elbows to the floor. So finding a posture with your hip and your knee. Any tension or sharp pain in your right knee, then you would roll onto your back, putting your right ankle over your left knee. Or if you're staying here, you'll take your elbows a step to the left. Palms turned down, finding the fingertips into the floor. Press your fingers away and your right hip back. Just the same arms and hands as that child that we walked to the left side at the beginning. The right ribs spin down. Crease at the right hip. So that when you walk back up, you can lean to the right-hand side and sweep your left foot around and put your block in front. So left shin is in front of right. And block is out in front.
fingertips or hands on the outer edges. Press down, press away. If that's the spot that's best for you, work here. Or forearms. The toes are pointing forward, the fingers are pointing forward, the outer knees press down, the outer feet press down, and that outer pressing down will make a floating action in the navel, in the heart. The right forearm pivots to be parallel with the front edge of the mat. Your left hand on your left thigh. Start by turning the navel. So the hips stay level and the navel turns left. And then the ribs. Take your time. It's a very big, deep turn right through the length of your spine. So right forearm is under your shoulder. Find your turn. Work here if it's best, or fingertips to your left shoulder. Work here, or left hand high. And you imagine that you're falling into the back of your body and the collarbones are broad. Use your right forearm. Breath into the left side long. You may open and close your left hand to help relieve the collarbones. Drop your right shoulder towards your right knee. You open the whole left side body. Take that length with you. Bring the left hand down. And maybe elbows outside the block now, head down, resting on the block. So a twist creates length, and then we use the length to deepen our fold. So elbows may be down or fingertips walk forward. Fingertips press down, press away. We'll drop the seat back and open the whole length of the back of the chest. A little bit side to side. And the best part is to unfold, walk back, set your block aside. As you lie back, come off your blanket. Add any layer you need because you're going to do that starfish shavasana just now. And the way that we began. As you lie back, the legs go out long. You interlace your hands behind your head. Heels widen. And you shake your knees. And you shake your feet. Elbows widen into the floor. Shake out the feet, shake out the knees, wag the tail. And you deepen the breath from the navel out into the heels, into the elbows. Keep shaking the body out through the hips, out through the knees, up and down, out through the feet, side to side, out through the chest and the jaw. Flutter the lips. And then hands wide, heels wide, body wide, breath wide. Come untwisted. Notice where you're holding and drop into the back of your body. Allow your breath to be larger and larger and
fuller. All the spaces that are accessible now. Bring your hands down beside you, bring your heels hip distance, and feel the change as you begin to organize that Shavasana. You can lift your chest, tuck your shoulder blades in and under, bring the hands down, resting on the pinky edge of your hands. Flex your feet, let your heels rest, relax your legs, and lengthen out of the hips.
Staying here another minute or two, or going a little further in, bending your knees, let your feet be flat, let your toes point in, let your heels be wide, and rest your hands on your body. And what will happen is you will continue to turn into the interior. So if you choose, the knees bend, the feet flat, the hands on body. This will lengthen the back of your spine. It will open the upper back. And we'll feel the support behind us more clearly. If you get lost in your thoughts at all, follow your exhalation and fall into the sensation of what you feel beneath you. And from there, beginning to deepen your breathing. Letting your legs go long if they're bent, allowing your hands to go overhead. So that you can turn onto your right side and pause on your right side. You can rest your ear on your upper arm, bend your knees, rolling to your right, and deepening the breath into the back of your body, re-inflating, opening the space behind you. To roll up into the center to find the support of your seat. So if you need to hop onto a chair, if you need to hop onto your couch, keep your hips and thighs warm as you sit. Keep your knees warm so that the joints are comfortable. The spine is tall. And we conclude with the breath that we have done throughout our Svadhistana sequence. It's accessible to everyone. It is absolutely a breath of great steadiness and clarity, and it's supportive of all Kundalini awareness, that there is a great good within us, and that we are an extension of the great good of the world. As our mind becomes quiet, we remember, we know. So sitting tall, the left hand, thumb first, fingertips touch, and then let the left hand descend, keeping the elbow open, keeping the left collarbone broad. Match left shoulder, right shoulder, left hip, right hip, and the spine between the two. Let your breath be free. Notice where you're holding in your breath or where you're holding in your body. And provide permission to let that absolutely dissolve. In the right hand, let the first two fingers fold into the base of your thumb, and the fourth fingertip comes over to the left inner eye corner. Slide down the left inner eye. Feel where the bone ends above the nostril. Close there. And breathe easily in and out the right. Feel the right side of your body respond to this breath, and keep micro movements as though re-inflating little pleats that unfold. The right shoulder soft, the right side jaw releases. Release the fourth fingertip and take the tip of your right thumb to your right inner eye corner. Slide down just above the nostril, close there. In and out through the left side only. Let your breath open without any force at all. The left side of your body opens, unfolds. Breathe in through your mouth and out your mouth. Lips together, breathe in the left side only. Close the left, breathe out the right. 2, 3, 4. In right. 2, 3, 4. Out left. 2, 3, 4. In left. Out right. In right. Out left. In left. Out right. In right. Out left. Eyes closed, right hand down, in both, out both. Let your body adjust around it. And the right first 2 fingers together down to the base of the thumb. The tip of your right thumb closes the right side. Breathe in the mouth. Out the mouth. In left. 2, 3, 4. Out right. 2, 3, 4. In right. Out left. In left. Out right. In right. Out left. Continue. Concluding the left hand exhale, right hand down, normal breath, in, out both. And the last one, we add a hold, a pause, and we let the breath build, and with it the energy of the breath. So right hand, first 2 fingers folding in. Close the right side, breathe in the mouth and out the mouth. In left, 2, 3, 4. Hold both, 2, 3, 4. Out right, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. In right. Pause both. Out left. pause both. In left, fill your chest. Pause both. Out right, navel to spine. Pause empty. In right. Pause full. Out left. Pause empty. Continue. Find your pause at the exhale of the left side. And release your right hand. Eyes closed. Be very still. The breath is free, but the body is still. As though you couldn't move if you wanted to. And in that stillness, soften. There is no rigidity. Notice if you get lost, follow the exhalation. Stay in the stillness 30 seconds more. And when the posture feels hungry for it, deepen your breathing. Breathe into that stillness and give it power. Deepen your breathing. And we'll do 3 Oms. A in the belly, U in the chest, M in the head, adding the arms, sweeping up as you breathe in. Palms together. Hands to the forehead center. Om Shanti Shanti. Perfect peace. Namaste.
Namaste.
So lots of water. Go for a walk. Be a little bit juicy, loosey today because you wore that cloth folded, and rinsed out. And all of a sudden there'll be more space. There'll be a different perspective. Ready for the spring to come. Okay, Suki. So March 15th is 365 days. Send me a picture of where or how you practice, and I am gathering them up and we'll put them all on the website, and it will be our banner for our full year together online. It can be a quote if you want to send a testimonial, if you want to send a picture, whatever it is that says, this is how this practice got me through, send it on. And we will gather those up and put them up on March 15th. And from there, have a wonderful week, a great Saturday. And Suk, I'm sorry, love, I gotta get up. Maybe we'll just be here a while. Have a fantastic Saturday. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your practice. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Oh, sweet pie. Oh, yeah. You can do it and stay? Yeah, that's pretty great. There you go.